Hello, everyone. Okay. Stuff up on second monitor. Oh, it would probably help if I had the mic pointing towards me. That would actually help a lot. So, I guess you wonder where I've been. Well, mostly working. They have me working later shifts than I would like. Despite how many times I've told them I am against that. But nonetheless, I'm here. I'm hoping to start streaming at least once a week. I don't really have a set time because my days kind of, well, my days off just kind of change. So I don't really have sort of standardized days off. I have one of them that I have a sort of standardized day off, but besides that, I'm not sure when I'm gonna stream. I'll try and set up some decent, you know, times to stream. At least get some sort of, as you would say, consistency going. But nonetheless, there it is. Okay. So he started this during my last stream, and I just decided I want to keep playing it because I enjoy GregTech. I enjoy GregTech quite a bit, actually. Oh, I did a flip. That was weird. Whew. Ah, yeah, I do that sometimes. Hurt. Oh goodness. Uh-oh. My frames. Uh-oh. Oh boy. What is going on? What's happening? Uh, why is Java using... Oh, Java, why were you using 70% of my CPU for a moment? Oh no, that's not good. Minecraft, please don't do that. Please don't do that. I mean, you know, I've sort of like kind of shaped up my model a bit. So my model kind of sometimes it for some reason every once in a while my I just think that Minecraft is being a bit weird and my encoder is being a bit strange. So last time I was talking about going and getting some redstone. So what I ended up doing is sort of off stream I went taking a look around and I found a few ore veins. I found a backpack. Um we're not gonna worry about that. So I've got the redstone. So we'll go ahead and get the redstone out. That in dust chest, along with that. I also found some rubber trees. Went and chopped down some rubber trees, so now I just kind of have a ton of rubber trees here. Is Minecraft doesn't have any sound. Why doesn't Minecraft have sound? Hmm. Sound is up. Where is my sound? I would appreciate my sound back. Thank you. Oh, whatever. I'll fix that in a bit. So, I did kind of melt down the redstone. Yeah, sure, it's a quiet place. I don't know. I don't know why I'm not getting any sound. Okay, so let's go ahead and kind of follow the quest book. Item, wants item types. Really don't want to make item pipes at the moment, so I'm going to ignore that quest. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely like the movie, right? Yeah. So I did update the mod pack. I'm not entirely sure what exactly is different, but it's different, I guess. Not sure. So now we're gonna get into the Steam Age, which means I'm going to need a lot of bronze. And I have 7. Um, 7 is not nearly enough. So I am going to have to grind down some tin and then grind down some copper. And this is extremely inefficient way to make bronze, but we're gonna need quite a bit of it, and I have no better options at the moment. So I found out that I can actually use this purified coal dust as well to smelt. Can't roll my mouse button, get the furnace going. Oh, and then I can just use sticks, these ones. So 2 sticks equals 1 smelt. I could also use saplings, but I kind of don't want to use my saplings at the moment. So I did get a lot of ruby, a lot of redstone, and a bit of cinnabar in here. Oh, why do I have those separated? I don't need those. So, as we remember last time, in order to make bronze plates, we need a hammer. And to get our steam thing boiler, we need 5 bronze plates, 2 bricks, and a furnace. Furnace takes full into this pack, doesn't it? I think it does. Yep, okay. Now I need my wrench. So, we need, like, it's 5 plates, 2 bricks, furnace, and a wrench. Makes a boiler. And yeah, we can start it up over here. Sure, sure, why not? Do that. Yeah, probably work. So, I wonder. Do we have the stone cutter? Stone cutter is very nice. Okay, not how you make a stone cutter. How do you make a stone cutter? Of course. So it needs 8 iron ingots, 2 wooden screws. Okay. Um, no. Okay, we're not doing that for now. Okay, well then, let's just make stairs the normal way then, I guess. Like plebeians. Because what I always like to do is you make. I need the saw. Are you kidding me? Really? I really need the saw to make cobblestone stairs. Ugh, that's that is rough. All right. Well, that's fine, I guess. If it. Oh. At this. So if I do this, that, there we go. Now I can take some of my buckets, go over to my water source, grab some water, put some water in that corner, water in that corner. That is one thing I do enjoy about being able to waterlog blocks. And now I can actually pull from right here, even if there's something above it. Which is very nice. That's a pretty decent way to do that. So that way there's like no wasted space or anything. Probably for my steam machine. So steam machines do need to be vented out of the back. So let's go ahead and build this up. Buckets, right? I think the max, yes. Now we need something to use the steam. For now, I think I want to make the steam forge hammer, which needs steam bronze. Cool, awesome. And I left my hammer in here. 8. So 16 bronze. That's a bronze casing. Wire cutters. Don't need wire cutters for quite some time now. And I believe I have looted. I have an anvil. Piston might be slightly annoying. It is. Okay. Alright. That is annoying. So we're going to be getting into something new. Red alloy. Means I need to find copper. That. So in order to make red alloy is 1 copper and 4 redstone. And the only way that we can make this right now is like, do I want to make the... You know what? I think we'll put that on the list. But I actually think that I want to be able to make bronze a bit more efficiently. And red alloy. The alloy smelter? Yeah. So that 10 bronze. Hash down. This is now. And I also know that I'm going quite a lot of iron for these gears, so that's 4 pieces of iron per iron gear, so I'll need 8 pieces of iron for a single piston. Is rough. Now we need 6 pieces of flint, because for some reason furnaces require flint in this mod pack. Yeah, you know what, let's use the deep state. And then we're gonna need small bronze fluid pipes. I need of those, which I need to smelt up more copper. This, and get all of these going. 1, 2, 4, and 5. I don't really have many more sources of copper, so I will have to look into going to copper veins. I do have chalcopyrite, which I could. I'll just put that in 3 furnaces. That. So you get 4, you get 2, and you get 2. It's already done. Cool. For some reason it won't shift click into that spot. That's fine. Probably. Got pieces of netherrack. I need to. Okay, I'm gonna dump some of my stuff. I can't be bothered with it. Now, our mortar. And we need to crush some copper. I need. You know, I'll just make it come out. 10, 4, 10. That bronze. Well, I probably actually went a couple more. Okay. And my mortar broke. So, okay, I have a spare. And I will just. Now, that hole. Melt up this bronze. Other copper. So once I have 12 bronze, I should have enough. I need 6 of those pipes. And then like this. Then we can make alloy smelter. I can just kind of do like and we'll start heating this up with that purified coal we've got. But I'm also going to do more of those pipes. I'm gonna need probably a few more. You're killing me, Jam. You're killing me. Alright. Now, get this going. And in order to connect these, use a wrench, that, and to set the output of this, we have all of these. I can set the output there. This is left, right, and all of these ones are the back. So any of the four corners are going to be adjusting it to the back of the machine. So, that, I'm just going to have them vent out the back, which is fine. So, I'm not sure what this needs to be at to produce steam. I don't recall. That's going to take it a moment. So, let's see what the quest book has for us. So it wants us to make a macerator, compressor. Okay, so we're gonna need that. That. Do I have any diamonds? I don't think I have any diamonds. I don't. So that's gonna be a bit more of a difficult one. And we already have the forge hammer. Just made alloy smelter. So that's almost done heating up. And if you don't really want that connecting, which we don't want all of these connecting quite yet, not until we have the other machines. So what's interesting is it hasn't changed since the last versions of GregTech I played. As long as it has one open space behind it, it'll be fine. Just needs to have the one. So now this is getting steam. This isn't very fast. 1 millibucket per tick is not quick. Not quick at all. But that then allows me to take some of the copper I've made. And with this, I can take a stack of redstone. And I'm actually going to make something really quickly. But looks like I have to get an extractor to make rubber. Yeah. That's fine. So, use wood. So, there is a tool in this. It is called the mallet. Just take a stick and make a hammer out of wood. What this allows you to do is, say that I decide to put that in there with that. So you see how it's running out of steam very quickly. In order to conserve the progress of things, I can hit it with the mallet and it will disable the machine. So now I have 2 red alloy ingots, which is fine. That's actually how much I need for the piston. Will, however, need more bronze. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take that. And when I was making it with the dust, it was 3 copper dust, 1 tin dust to make 3 bronze dust. This takes 2 copper ingots, or 3 copper ingots, 1 tin ingot to make 4 bronze. Okay. So this is slightly different than... I'm just going to disconnect that for a bit. Let this produce some steam so that this doesn't try to work. Okay. So the way it used to work is you could hit this machine to disable it, but it seems like it's not going to let me do that. It is very annoying, very frustrating. It used to let you do that. But, oh well. So, what I'm gonna do is, I guess we're gonna take some use dark steel. Decide. Okay, so no dark steel tools. Got it. Fun. We can't compress wrought iron yet, so we're not able to get into that. Best thing I can do is really just take iron. I probably want to go and cut down my trees here soon. I want to get this up to... I want to get that up to a fairly high level of steam buffer. So I am going to look through things. Anything outside of... No. Well, this tetrahedrite, I can take that and melt that up. That's 6. I'll just... You know, I'm just gonna stick them all in here. That'll be fine. Alright, that should be enough steam. We'll let steam dump in here. So this thing takes a lot of steam. This thing is very, very, very steam intensive. So you really want to get this internal buffer up a lot before you do much else. Yes, we'll work on the forge hammer, because the forge hammer, I believe, will get us, yes, 2 plates from 3 ingots instead of 2 ingots per 1 plate. So it's slightly more efficient than what we're currently doing. So it was... I need my file, and I need hammer. I need iron plates, 4 iron rods, and piston this. Wire cutters, really? Come on. Now we can do this, make both of those that we need. Now all we're missing is a fence and a red alloy plate. Which, fine. I'll just make a birch fence. I gotta make sure this isn't completely filling up on steam over here. But then we would just be wasting it. It would vent out without doing any work. So let's make a birch fence and a red alloy plate. Bronze key. 6 of these. Then hammer, plate, wrench, and I need wood. I should be able to assemble the piston as long as I get a couple cobblestone. And that should be everything I need. Hammer. And I should be able to make the forge hammer. There we go. So now what I can do, that is make sure the vent is on the back. Going to let this run one cycle. Going to take my wrench and connect that. We'll just kind of wait for this to finish doing its thing. This is completely heated up. This produces 6 millibuckets per tick, 4 liters. So what we can do here now is, and connect these. This will now start getting steam. So these small bronze fluid pipes don't actually carry that much steam, but I don't know. So we can just kind of do that. And just in case, we'll have it disable after this cycle. Now we have more efficient plates, which is nice. And what we also could do is we could make tin alloy. Tin alloy is just made in the alloy smelter with iron and tin. And that can be used for fluid pipes. Oh, got an ad break. Sorry about that, everyone. How hot is steam? 100 Kelvin. 373 Kelvin. Okay, so the tin alloy should work. So I want that action. All right, let's that. Let that fill. Go over here, see what tin we have. Not a lot. Not a lot at all. I think mining for some tin. Oh well. So dust. That in there. Get the tin. That smelt. This is almost full. Come on. Come on. There we go. But now, to make sure. So you always want to make sure that you direct the steam. So what you can do is you shift, right click, and that will direct the steam. So there's no way for the steam to kind of blow back. So that makes sure, because if I remove these and this starts using a bunch of energy, this will start to flow back and forth. It's not what you want. So let's go ahead. 10 seconds. Because I can get tin alloy a lot easier than I can get. I guess I can get bronze. I do have bronze now. So, what? I have some lead. Saw, don't I? Saw. Saw. How do I get bronze nuggets? Please help me. I need a casting mold. That requires steel. Never mind then. Hi, welcome into the stream. Nice to see you. I'm just playing some GregTech today. GregTech is a mod pack. It's a mod that I thoroughly enjoy. Um, it's a very complicated mod, but for some reason, it skims my brain quite a bit. Ah, I'm spilling my drink on myself. Oh man, on my shirt. Yes. All right. Cool beans. No, it's fine. Oh, crap. Okay. Well, do that. So what I did there is I disconnected this from the Steam line because it ran out of power, which is very annoying. Yeah, I guess I'll just do this. Get some tin alloy plates. So I'm making tin alloy plates because I can boost steam with them. Because I can use them for piping. So if I take this and I can make tin alloy pipes, these below, they can handle more throughput. Exoskeleton. What do you mean? What are these? Jump boost. Wait, what? Exoskeleton legs? What? Huh? That's a thing? Oh. What? Actually. Actually very neat. Hmm. Anyways, what I'm currently doing is I'm just kind of getting started in this pack. I don't really have a whole lot done. I've just got a bunch of stuff cooking up. I've not gotten to any sort of points of automation yet, unfortunately. But I am working on it. Normal. So if you shift right click on these, you can change them to restrict or keep flow a certain way. And this is going to be a waste of steam. Fine. I don't really care all that much. I just want to get all of the steam from there. So you can just break these. And we want to put in our fluid pipe. That make sure that it all only flows one way. Which was cooling. Burn some sticky resin, why not? Doesn't burn for very long, but it'll do for the moment. Have these going. We've got those upgraded fluid pipes. Then I'm going to take my stuff. Well, Why don't you go to sleep then? What are you doing? Yeah, you should get some sleep. Why aren't you sleeping? Go eat. Eat good. Eat fun. Eat nice. So if you're wondering the reason I am making crafting table on a stick, that might be table on it. Okay, it's literally just a crafting table on a stick. Yeah, okay. I should have expected that. Oh. Oh, okay, I forgot I had that. Ow. Can't sleep. I know that feeling. Sleeping can be very difficult sometimes. I'm an insomniac, so I have a lot of problems sleeping, especially when work decides they want to mess with my sleep schedule a ton. Just kind of frustrating sometimes. I try and get on a certain schedule, but it's just yeah. It, it is what it is at the very least. Axes I can make. Sure. There's a plate. So the reason I'm doing this is so that I can make some more pickaxes on the go. Because the pickaxes in this are made slightly differently. So we have mining hammers, which are nice. They mine in a 3x3. And, well, takes a ton of plates. So whereas these regular hammers, these can crush down ores and have a chance to double them, but usually it only gives you one crushed ore. Electrum. Yeah, yeah. High voltage. Never mind. Anyways, so you can actually make regular sort of tools, but it is done the same way as the GregTech. It's no worries. You didn't bother me at all. No worries. Trust me, there's a bunch of silly stuff that goes on. Have a good night. Get some good sleep. Tool belt. We'll just do all that. Now I can use a crafting table on a stick. File and hammer in order to make axes. Hammer file here because I want to go chop down my rubber tree. Or my inventory first. Plant the sapling. Yeah. And preferably not break the saplings along the way. Grab some saplings. Plant. What? Sometimes the trees grow weird. It is wildly annoying. I mean, I guess it could be a lot worse. I should have been replanting it. What am I doing? Being very silly. What I am doing. I planted a lot of rubber trees. Block of wood stuck in here? There is. A block of wood out of here. Guess that was the base of another tree. So we'll just pick up what? Here. Up. Grab all those. Probably gonna shove some of this wood. Actually, we'll stick with the stick. I do, however, want to get out my soft mallet and get that going again. Start now. Hello? Hello. Oh, there you go. It took it a moment to realize that it would do things, I guess. Anyways, back to out here. Gonna chop down more trees. There we go. And of course, more keep growing as I'm cutting them down. I mean, I guess it's a good thing. I kind of do want as much of it as possible. I'm really going to have to farm this stuff up quite a bit for a while. Because the sticky resin is used a lot in early game for early circuit boards and such. And also have wooden barrels, which hold fluid. Steam, so they're not as useful to me. But wanted to store steam that I could. Bronze barrels, I guess. Can I make a tin alloy pick? Would be interesting. I probably can't. No, I cannot. Okay. So that's pretty much just for my piping. So I need to get copper and I need to get tin. So let's go into my waypoints. Fine. Tin ore. Tin is like right down here. I literally just need to go down that. Should be right there by it. Just need to dump my inventory out. Can I make iron chests? I can upgrade. Where's lead? I don't have enough lead for that. So I guess we're just going to put it all in there. That there. So the next thing I do want to do is I want to get smoke oven bricks going. I'll need a lot of sand and a lot of clay. I'll need to get some clay. And that shouldn't be too difficult. Want some more bronze. I'm gonna go mining for copper soon anyways. First thing I'm gonna do is in. Probably want a lot more. Iron plates. Bunch of iron. Stacks of iron. Have that finish after the cycle. Pack those down into a bunch of iron plates. I do want right. I will keep a couple stacks of those in my back. Really like to get another backpack. Leather. How do I get leather? Leather. Pop drops. Seems to be pretty much it. Have any leather. Any at all. Any of it. Anything. One. I have one leather. Right. Back out. And in we go. Bunch of iron plates. Why am I such a fool? I have to disable this animal. Yeah, out of steam. That's fine. Do want to get less. Not have iodine. Nothing. Hmm. A whole lot of nothing. Periodic table is slightly stranger than I remember. Those could go away. And that. And the reason I want to get a coke oven is I can passively throw in the wood that I have, the logs, and that will make charcoal. Yeah. Turns coal into coke and charcoal from logs. Takes a while, it takes almost a minute, but what can you... Iron plate's done. Back and 4. That. 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 So in older versions, you used to be able to just make the pickaxe heads, and then you told just kind of put them together, so you could have the stacked heads and then carry them with you and just put them on a stick. This version does not appear to have that, which is unfortunate. That would be very nice. Sure, why not? Really do. More chest storage. Torch. And then this look for the night. Let's see. Let me see if I can house. Would be nice. A back pit. Look at chest again. Flip, right? Yeah. So 4 logs, 4 planks. Flip. A very interesting way to make a chest. So need to make more of these in order to run this. I'm just going to let that run. Tin ore is just over this way. Village down. Right over. Right. Final. I don't think so. Surely not. Very thin vein. More lower down. No. Okay, well, I guess I have exhausted this in ore vein. Remove it from my list. Oh, a furnace on a stick? That'd be funny. no furnace on a stick. Sad now. So we do have ads coming up in a few minutes. Bear with me. Digging straight down. Very bad idea, by the way. Don't do that. Yes, that will just find another one. Move that. Sure, I have probably found more. Some haven't. Not? Okay, so now I have to go searching for some tin. I can't get anything to scan for ores until the low voltage aid. It's gonna be a bit. Alright, well, while this processes some bronze, I'll come back and check on it later. So try and find how I may slaughter them. Or some other. So far, I am only finding sheep and pig. Biome just have random packed mud. So. I'll just play. Good dripstone cave. No water. Safety. Sure if there is a down anywhere. Does not seem to be. Want hoping find some tin. Because I've found copper, found iron. I found galena, which is lead, silver. That was the only sort of tin vein. There's none on my wait. Yeah, it seems like all I've really found are like iron and copper, silver. Did not mean to do that. And there goes my pick. Oh. Let's just make 4 of them. File, hammer. So this is how you make a pickaxe in GregTech. Hammer, file, make iron pickaxe. Why do you make the GregTech one? Or is that just overwritten? Ah, okay. Opposite configuration. What's the difference in a regular iron pickaxe and GregTech one? Oh. They seem pretty much exactly the same. I am not at all sure what the difference is. And to be fair, I don't think there is. Doesn't seem to be. So the only reason I'm digging is I'm hoping to find some caves, because in GregTech, mining is not quite like vanilla Minecraft. You have to kind of go spelunking, looking for caves and such, because you'll have a lot better of a chance in a cave because of the way GregTech spawns its ores. GregTech spawns its ores in like giant clusters. So instead of finding just like iron and diamonds and stuff just out and about, you'll find them kind of in one sort of big ore chunk. Like here. This is goethite, or is iron. It seems to be pretty much exactly the same. This vein also has malachite in it, and malachite is a type of copper, which is going to pick up what I see. Try to mine all this up. Not exactly what I'm looking for. But it is nice to have. I will be able to smelt it up. I will mark this as iron vein. Well, it would be nice. So the veins spawn in really big clusters of several different types of ore. This one is limonite, goethite, hematite, and malachite. And these are all, except for malachite. Malachite is a type of copper. All the others are a type of iron. So they're iron-bearing minerals. Probably wouldn't hurt to I am gonna go through a ton of iron as well as copper and tin, so really not gonna hurt anything. I have plenty more iron with me, so I'm not super worried about my pickaxe's durability. I can just make more of them. I'm just gonna pick up the rest of the malachite ice. And we're gonna move on. That down. We might be able to find some more things. This is really why you want to go cave diving. It is just better experience when finding ores rather than digging through the world hoping to find something. Because the ore veins will spawn in any type of rock, whether it be deep slate, granite, mica. Mica. Mica is mixed with kyanite. There's another ore that spawns with mica, I think. I think it's asbestos. 100% certain. But yeah, so there's like deep slate, kyanite, tough kyanite, bauxite. Is it bauxite that spawns with these? Yes, so. Bauxite will be good for later, so we will mark that down. Or asbestos on it. I can name. Seems the only things I'm finding are mica, kyanite, and bauxite. Unless these are two veins kind of stacked with each other, which that is possible, that does happen. Fairly common because the clusters are so big. I'm not gonna get too much bauxite. I don't need it quite yet. But I am gonna pick some up while I'm do with kyanite. Turned into kyanite. That can be separated in a electrolyzer for aluminum and fluorosilicium. Celtic sludge. What is all of this? What is... What do you do with these? These things. EV. Belt casing. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Hello. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. That's transcendental matrix ingots. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? What are these things? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's move on. So we've got the bauxite there. Back game here to see where this leads. Seem like anywhere really. Thing. Fine. Find everything you need in caves. For a second. Here's the thing. The larger the cave is, the better chance you have at finding ore. This is really what you want to be doing, is going investigating up any caves that you can find. Of which I'm not really finding anything of it here. So we will move on and go down the waterfall. Anything. Prospecting hammer? No. Okay. So only the ore prospector makes electricity, which I don't have. This looks promising. Yeah. Very large cave. Yeah. Ah, lapis. Lapis, calcite, and sodalite. And laterite. Don't really need this stuff very often, but it is nice to pick up once you find it. Just at least a bit of it, just to have. Calcite might come in handy later. Mark things there. First. Oh wow, that branch. That goes out a lot. Oh my. Cool. Fine. Wouldn't that be? I can make it a macerator and I can start doubling my ores. We got some redstone. We'll mark that. We're gonna keep that point. Here to be. Over here. Over there. Somewhere. Hopefully I will find more. If there weren't things in my way. Nice. Mine shaft. 2, 4. Dead mine shaft. Torches. 23? No, 21. There. Okay. Another chalcopyrite. I will, however, take any of the chalcopyrite I see. Chalcopyrite is copper. I do need a supply of copper. Much of this is like do need tin. I will dig up on this. Hopefully also find tin while I'm out doing my finagling. Okay. Bunch of copper ore. So sometimes chalcopyrite veins will have an abundance of iron ore mixed in, or an abundance of copper ore mixed in, or like this one where it's having a both, which is nice. That means I can come back here and stock up on copper and iron. I see guys meet, but bots are banned by also is I don't need AI viewers because I do this for fun. I do this as just something that passes my time, something that I enjoy doing, sharing some things that I enjoy with other people. Do some people want to do it as a career? Yes. Am I particularly, gonna go out of my way to try and cheat the system to get my way? No, because that's how you get your account banned. And then, what do you have then? Nothing. You got your AI bro stream viewers. Don't need that. I don't need view bots. I don't need AI viewers. Just want to share what I love with others. That's all I want to do. Is just let me do that. You can take your AI viewer bot stuff elsewhere. Because I will be having none of it. Now, keep breaking the torch. Stop breaking the torch. Not a good idea. Even though this is permanently stuck on peaceful mode. That wasn't a thing I chose, by the way. When I started this up in the expert mode of it, that was just enabled by default, which is an interesting choice. I guess it does end up making things a bit more difficult because you can't rely on setting up things like mob farms for certain things. So I suppose it makes sense. A lot of dead ends. What would be nice to find is if I could find a pack that lapis. Oh. think that is coal. Magnetite. Ah. So I will need this at some point, because I will need the vanadium magnetite to make something later. Totally whiffed that. Professional gamer. Really not anything in this mine shaft. A lot of corridors. Blueberries are cool. That seems nice. Blueberry. I'm gonna keep my gravel. I can get dust. No. More chunk. That's just big. Pyrite. Clay. Really varied mine shaft, even if there's not really much going on in it. Great. Fantastic. Hello. I messed that up very badly. Oxide. Apollocyte. I like marking all of these down so I have them for reference. I need them. Be nice to know where they are. lapis. Redstone down there. Big redstone. Exposed red. I'm in trouble spelling. What? Huh? Climb ladders fast. What? I wasn't exactly climbing them very fast, so I didn't know we had it. But why is it disabled now? What did I do? I didn't press anything that seems like it would have had that effect. Yet I pressed all the other buttons that I had pressed. That wire. Not getting lucky with the tin. Why can't I find any tin? My way back to a mine shaft. How I did that. Different mine shaft. Just find another mine shaft. Stop. Thank you. A while. This. Finding anything. Isn't in. So what? Broken. There's coal. Hopefully, where there's coal, there. Yeah. Aha, diamonds. There we go. Graphite. Oh, awesome. Now though, diamond. When you mine it, you'll get raw diamond, which is fine because all you to do with the raw diamond is ultimately give you a diamond. Not super difficult, but you know, they're not affected by fortune, so you can't get more diamonds out of an ore, which is unfortunate. But you get a lot of them. And there are ways to get better returns out of your ores, but that will require us progress at least into the LV age. So wow. Oh, oh, iron. Yeah. Much up here. Graphite. Vein. So this is GregTech. So yeah, no. So GregTech actually adds a bunch of different stuff. So if you look through here, I have like calc, iron, redstone, copper, tetrahedrite, chalcopyrite, lapis, bauxite, iron, goethite, mica, oil sands, and all of that. Sapphire. So there's a lot of different stuff with GregTech. Like this is how I make an iron pickaxe. I have to have a hammer, which requires 6 ingots and a stick, and I also require a file, which requires me to have a hammer, because it requires 2 plates, and to get a plate, it's 2 ingots and smash it into a plate. And then I need both of those. And then I need 1 iron plate. So I need, on average, 4 iron per iron pickaxe. And I have to do that every time I need to make a pickaxe. Oh, Omeo, trust me. That's not even the half of it. That seems complicated, right? But just you can make liquid infinity or infinity plates or infinity ingots, you know? And that requires max EU power with liquidmonium, transcendental matrix ingot, neutronium, activated netherite, and an active prismatic core, which requires transcendental matrix and a blue prismatic core. And you know, you have to get the inert, then you have to cycle it all through. So yeah, there's a lot. It might be a lot. Might be a little bit a lot. But I enjoy GregTech. I enjoy it. It's complex in a way that stims my brain. Yeah, GregTech is a love it or hate it mod. Um, yeah, it's love it or hate it, and most people are like, I would not be able to comprehend half of the things you're saying, let alone doing. Which is it's fine. This mod is extremely complicated. Which, while I enjoy it, Some others do not enjoy it. And then with my pickaxe, drop those, get the pickaxe back in my hand, and dig some more. So, mind you, Omeo, I strayed away from my base looking for tin. I have found diamonds. I have found sapphires. I have found lapis. But I have not found tin. And the tin that was close to my base, was such a tiny vein that I didn't even realize I had exhausted it. So now I am under just a vain hope, hoping to find a tin vein somewhere out there. I discovered a mine shaft, and mine shafts are easy ways to dig around through things. You know, mine shafts and caves are good ways to go searching through for ores and stuff. Actual diamond. That, that. Okay. And then, you get the loot chests, such. Graphite, so I'm back in the vein. So, it's possible, but a lot of these veins just kind of spawn. I don't know if this particular mod pack changes that. In typical GregTech, I would say correct. But I don't know if this mod pack, because this mod pack makes some changes, especially in its expert mode. So I'm not entirely certain if it may have leaked the ore generation or not. But I will probably be heading back up to the surface anyways. Because I have not really found what I needed. And I'm just gonna kind of go drop some stuff in my backpack. And then just kind of get lava buckets. Just why not? And then I can just do /home base, and that'll get me home. I need to drop off my inventory. And this is probably out of power. Decent amount of copper. Fine. Bronze. The way. That's a mob drop. Blueberries. I think maybe I should work on a coke oven. I think a coke oven probably be a good thing to work on. Double. Fade. Oh, that's the thing. Oh, sure. I'll make a couple of spades. Why not? Alright. So you're probably right. Tin is probably closer to the surface. 10 through 80. So yeah, I was way too low. So, touche, Omeo, touche. So you were correct in your assumption. I am always lost in the sauce. Mainly because I'm just trying to get things up and going. Which that's really the sort of thing for this. You just need to get everything up and going, and then the idea behind it is to just automate everything. Let everything work on its own. I should probably not drown. That'd be a good idea. Do not drown, please don't. Oh, why am I like this? And clay. Make a coke oven, I need clay. Surface debris. And back down for the rest of the clay. See, sometimes the items float up, but sometimes they just kind of sink down here. And I don't understand logic behind it. I mean, that is fair. Working in a kitchen, being lost in the sauce is, you know, easy to get lost in the sauce when you work with it so often. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Everything about what I just said. If you're wondering why I'm like this, me too. Water? How dare? There's no such thing as water. There is merely this Minecraft. The water physics have gotten a lot better since they did the aquatic update and added like the swimming and stuff. You know, it's much easier to get out of the water and such and actually, you know, not die or get stuck in like a loop where you continuously drown and then the knockback from the damage of you drowning knocks you down and makes you drown more. That was a fun bug. I remember that bug. I hated that. I mean, fair enough. I need to find a place to get a lot of sand without having to go underwater. Going underwater is awful. Just gonna dig up the beach. Don't worry about me. No one will miss it. Okay. Everything's fine. This is fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're worrying about it. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. This is fine. All right. The fish said I could do it, and I believe in the fish. Oh, God, there's water. Okay. Alright. The fish said that they would protect me in this, and they lied. They lied to me. They did not. They did not protect me at all. I'm just going to get a bunch of... Don't know exactly how much I need. And the best way to gather stuff when you don't know how much you need is to just gather as much of it as you can. Because logic dictates that if you do not know, fuck it, evolve. Sand is required for me to make my coke ovens. And I would like to make the coke ovens so that when I step away from my base, I can have just some charcoal being made in the coke oven. Because I'm going to start needing a lot of steam for power. And I need to start, you know, working on getting that. Because eventually I'm probably going to want even more coke ovens. But, I mean, eventually I'll be able to get, like, an industrial machine that can produce charcoal for me. Which, it's fine, yes. But, you know, that's later. I need now. You know, these are all problems for future me, not now me. Future me can deal with a lot. And, okay, now me can deal with this, though. Alright. Well, really watch where I'm digging. Make sure that I'm not doing that. Alright, so long. Thanks for all the fish. Okay. So it's raining. And if you're wondering where the sound is, yeah, me too. It's not working. I don't know why. I will probably try restarting the game in a minute, but I wanted to try and see if I could get some tin first. But I didn't get any tin. I wanted tin. Oh, no tin for me. I need brick. Not Brock, brick. Brick wooden form. Aw. Nice. Knife. I haven't made a knife. Okay, I can make a flip one. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Form. Brick form. Then I need to add all of that. Then sand. clay. That is not going to be enough, and I don't have enough clay. I need to go back for more clay. I should have collected more clay. That's annoying. Fine. At some point, I can automate clay by just using chemical reactor to turn dust clay. But I don't have a chemical reactor. I don't really have many of any machine. Quite honest. Play. Play. Up we go. Breathe. Play. Oh. Diatomite. Don't remember what that's for. No. That for going. Pretend that it does not exist. Ah, okay. Alright. So, you know how I was looking for tin? Um, Cassiterite is tin. It's Cassiterite is tin. And of course, it's underwater. Because why not? Why wouldn't it? Can you not sand, please? So yeah, I found tin. Cool. Awesome. Oh, speaking of tin, actual tin. Fuck that. Oh, probably fuck up water. Oh, well, here's my tin. Yay. Oh, there's asbestos. Should I be digging this? Should I be touching it? I don't know if I should. I don't think I should be touching this. It doesn't sound healthy for me. I'm sure it's fine, right? You know, it's just a little bit of asbestos mining. Never. So hi guys, how you doing? Oh god. Um, Thank you, Gravel. Very cool. I'm guessing this is what the diatomite makes. Considerite, asbestos. Whatever. Let's consider it. I hate the fact that it's underwater. That I think it's the most annoying part. Also, yeah, my torch betrayed me. Just This can't be all there is. This can't be it. Alright. You know what? Just go away, water. Leave me alone. Well, I mean, at least cassiterite sand. That ore turns into... Okay. When you smelt down cassiterite, you get 2 tin ingots from it. But I was kind of hoping for a bit bigger of a vein. This is kind of pathetic, actually. That is fascinating. Oh, there's more down. Okay, so it looks like the cassiterite's underneath. Garnets. What do I get from garnets? It smelts into garnet sand, centrifuge into a bunch of stuff that I really don't care about. Cool. Alright, well, I found the tin. So, I'm going to dig up a lot of this. That away. Yeah, ads are mean. Ad breaks just seem to happen at the most inopportune time. I guess while we wait for that, I can try. Start the game. Force quit Minecraft. No, no. I closed the I closed the game because for some reason it not I I couldn't hear the game. So I wanted to make sure that everyone can hear the game because not hearing the game was kind of annoying to me. Uh we will experience probably a bit of lag. Okay, so my audio works. Drink while this is doing whatever it wants to do. I'm surprised it can catch me far away. I was a decent distance. I was a decent distance. I went over to get a drink. I got a drink? Yes. Bing. I don't actually know if it can like completely spin around. I've never actually tried it. Uh oh. Didn't like that. Didn't like that. That was weird. Woo! My chair's trying to slip and kill me. What am I rolling over? What am I running over on my chair? Nothing in my way. Why chair? Why? Cheers, everybody. What is in my way? And don't worry, guys. Don't worry. It's zero sugar, Mr. Pibb, alright? It's not a ton of sugar soda. It's just my favorite zero sugar soda. Why is it taking so long to load? Uh, my own server? I have my own. Uh, yeah, I do actually. Funnily enough. It's not. I don't really use it all that much right now. Man, broken? Oh, son of a. Okay. You want me to just DM it to you, Omeo? I can literally just DM you the. Uh, I go in my own server so seldom I've lost it. um, where where? I guess honestly, I don't actually know if I ever really properly set up the command for sending out the Discord invite. Yeah, that honestly that's true. I mean, we're also friends on Discord and we've known each other for quite some time now, so I mean, you know, we just randomly rediscover each other every like year or so in different places, and we just like that meme where it's like the two people in the car where they're just looking like. I always find that entertaining. We just keep randomly rediscovering each other at random places at random times. We first met. Goodness, I don't even remember how long ago, but it was at one years and years. War, war never changes. Yes, Pixie is I honestly, I don't even know what happened to Vixie. I have no idea. Just one day, I was not in their server anymore, and I could not find any information on them whatsoever. You know, after they, were taking donations and all of that, stuff from people, I just never heard anything about them again. But to be fair, I honestly didn't really care enough to go looking. I mean, if it was a rug pull, it was a rug pull. Just trying to scam people. I don't really care. I don't want to think that's what they did. But I just kind of, one day I go look for their server and suddenly I'm not in it anymore. Yeah, I just don't know, honestly. Because that kind of stuff is really weird to me. Because they promised a lot and didn't really deliver on all that much over time. I really don't know how to feel about it. But I mean, I was never super invested in her. To be fair, the only reason I even knew about Vixie was from my ex. Why random water? Get out of here. Stop it. Go away. Stop it. It was... I don't know if I'd use the word bizarre. I would use the word suspicious, I think, personally. It was suspicious. Everything that was sort of going on there. Because I started to see sort of like time and time again that, there were promises or like plans made that, would suddenly get canceled. And like one or two times, fine. I understand. Life happens. But it started to become a more consistent thing that things just didn't work out. And I was not sure how I really felt about that. I don't know. It seemed slightly odd to me. I don't... The whole thing was weird. It was just weird. Super weird. I don't think I'm ever really gonna get any, particular answers out of it. Yeah, I just don't know if they were really in it for the love of the game, or if they were just, like, trying to do something to fit in or whatever. Because, so, the reason that I decided to become a VTuber is I like streaming, I like making people laugh, I like entertaining people. I've always been a pretty big goofball. And, I don't plan on stopping being a goofball pretty much any time in my life. I enjoy being just silly fun because there's a lot of things that are serious in this world, and sometimes what people need is a little bit of an escape from that. I I have a lot of issues with my joints where sometimes it's it's pretty difficult for me sometimes to just get up and moving, or get the sort of motivation I need to get up and do things. So I just right now I do this for the love of the game because I want to make people happy. Would it be cool to do this as a career? It would be, content creation and everything like that. But right now I'm more than happy just being me and just entertaining people best I can, explaining random things. Because I always have, random knowledge about random things just for no particular reason whatsoever, is always what I say. Yeah, yeah, it's, the only reason I have the devices for it is mainly just because I am a massive computer nerd, and I built my own computer in 2018. I've been, building it up since, growing it out. Um, I've got some game consoles here and there. Capture cards are a bit of a mixed bag. Yeah, yeah, Gem. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's honestly not really the big nerd moment is the fact that I'm playing a mod pack that is so genuinely difficult that some people won't even play it. I mean, that's fine. You know, there's some mod packs I won't play. Like I could never really get into Better Than Wolves. It's Better Than Wolves. Why would I go weird about Linux? All right, I I have a confession to make. It is in my professional computer opinion that Linux is a superior operating system. I'm sorry, it just is. It is. It's superior. If anyone wants to say otherwise, just look at the optimizations. Linux is so low profile and it's open source. There's no second guessing about codes and everything. You literally have access to all of the files and, GUIs and GNUs and all of that stuff that you could ever need. Anything you need for Linux, you can look up the documentation online. Like everything is documented. It's open. It is a superior PC because all right. So let me bitch about Windows for just a little bit. When I load up my computer, I have 32 gigs of RAM. Windows just to exist, just to exist, all of the various Windows tabs and everything like that take up probably 10% of my RAM. Just to exist. Just not to do anything, just to run all of its background crap. All of its bloatware, all of its BS. Just to exist, Windows wants resources. And that's fine. It needs resources to run. The problem really arises when it's using 3 or 4 gigabytes of my storage that, I could very well like to place elsewhere. Whereas with Linux, most of the time you load it up, it's probably not even using a gigabyte of RAM just to exist. It's all it really needs. It doesn't want to take any more than it needs. Its garbage collection is a lot better. It knows how to clear its caches properly. And you can literally just go online and be like, oh, I don't understand this in Linux. And there's somebody out there that just will explain it to you in a video. Or they'll even give you the links to all of the documentation. All documented. It's all online. The open source for it is you could go into the code, look through it, say, I don't like this, and decide to change it, and create your own Linux fork. Perfectly legal. 100%. You could distribute it. Just don't make people pay for it, because that's kind of crap. But it is superior. If it weren't for the fact that Linux was not as widely supported, if Linux were more widely supported, which they're getting better nowadays, Linux is becoming a lot more, accepted in the spaces, and companies are factoring that into what they're doing. But until there can be sort of guaranteed things, I just don't think I could personally switch to Linux. That is true. Valve has been really big about pushing like the Linux type stuff. Well, because for, hardware like a portable operating system. Yeah, that's the one big thing. Like, if you want to play a game, there's a lot of games that decide, oh, I want to make sure you're not cheating. Let me just go ahead and put this invasive program in my code for the game. It's basically malicious DRM kind of crap. And making sure it's sniffing your PC. I hope people know that, but anti-cheats are sniffing your PC for things, and it can detect anything. It can false positive anything. All it needs to be is just one suspicious thing anywhere on your computer. It does not even need to be an open program most of the time. It doesn't even have to hook into the game. It just has to detect that something is slightly off. And if you wanted to try and get around that by using a hypervisor, like a virtual machine with Windows installed, if you do not set it up properly, it will then detect that there's something wrong there. And that will also trigger the anti-cheat. But if you have Linux and you don't want to use... It's just so much easier to create a virtual hard drive and run Windows in a hypervisor than it is to set up dual booting on your computer. Now, some people can do dual booting just fine. I've set up I've set up dual booting PCs before. It's not super difficult. But if someone wants to get into Linux and they want that to be just as easy, set it, forget it sort of thing, why are we having them jump through hoops just to play games? Either natively support it, or just tell Linux users that we fucking hate you. Because at this point, that's kind of what it seems like. It seems like they just don't want you using Linux. And that is an extremely, extremely frustrating thing. Because that's basically like the console wars. It's like, oh, you have an Xbox? I thought you had a PlayStation. We can't play anymore because I think you're a plebeian. Like, no, it's stupid. It's just, dude, it's a video game. To play it or don't, I don't care. But the argument that just, like, the argument is silly. If you want to use Windows, fine. But don't say Windows is perfect. Because it's not. It's awful. It's poorly optimized. It uses a bunch of resources. The cache clearing on it is absolute garbage. And it just... Some computers struggle with Windows. Whereas with Linux, it'll do just fine. Because Linux is so efficient and low profile that even with older computers, you could probably run Linux just fine. Like, I've known people that have had like really old like E-machines or like gateway computers. Yeah, you could. You just toss Linux on it, low power, and it's only doing a few things. Doesn't need a lot of RAM. Doesn't even need to be fast RAM. Doesn't even, like, you could get away with like DDR2, and that's really saying something because DDR2 is old. That is very old form. Like, we're currently in DDR5. So it's been a long time since DDR2. But it's just the industry has a preference. And we all see where that preference is. They like, even Mac support is still fairly few and far between. There's a lot of people that use Mac. Am I a fan of it? No, because their walled garden approach is not my thing. I don't like how walled off everything is. It's secure, yes, but it's very restrictive. And I don't sort of like all of that restrictive nature of it. If I'm going to use a software, yeah, I need to agree to the terms and conditions, yada blah, yada blah. But if something goes wrong, yeah, it's just complicated. More complicated than it really needs to be. It works, But through that complexity, it just kind of eh. Now, mind you, um, I use Android. Boo me all you like, I don't care. I like my Samsung Ultra. Call me poor, call me whatever. Because I know there's some people out on the internet that do that for some reason. I think it's really stupid. A phone is a phone, you know? You have your preferences, I have mine. We just not. But I enjoy Android. But nowadays, Android has also made it more difficult to do some of the things that you used to be able to do with ease. Now, that's not to say you can't still. Graphene's alright. Yeah. But I mean everyone has their preference. Like I'm trying to remember who has the graphene. Is the graphene OS is that OnePlus with the graphene? Or is that a actually no, is that a fork of Android? What is I'm trying to remember because I think that's which company uses. So it's independent. It's like an independent thing. Okay. It's been a long while since I've looked into all the sorts of OSs for like phones and stuff. I've been a little lax in trying to keep up with the tech world. I know enough to still sound like a nerd, but too little to sound like an expert. Thus is my shame and pain. I don't really best. Uh, interesting. That's neat, actually. Kind of interesting. But I will say this is probably the only stream that I'm gonna do like a bunch of mining like this. Because mining is, as you can see, not super entertaining. A little boring. Break through this block with my bare hand. No. Yeah. Yes. Eh? Oh, I forgot I kind of forgot I dug all that sand. Got confused for a second. Alright. Go. Once again. Upgrade. Upgrade. To the right. Here. I'm not sure if they needed to know that, Gem, but thank you for sharing. Yes, Gem is my fiance. They they are something. I will say nothing else as to not incriminate myself. They are indeed an entity that is here and exists. They certainly certainly are. Fuck did you say? Actually, no, don't tell me. I don't care. I don't want to know. You know what? I don't. I don't want to know. I don't. I If you're wondering, I don't know what to do with her most of the time. What the fuck does that mean? What do you mean by that? Is that a reference to something?
No.
You're just you're just saying shit now.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. What do you mean by that, Omio? What do you mean by is that intentional haram? What are you talking about? What? Uh, Guys, I'm finna crash out. Finna crash out. You can just honestly, don't I don't really know. I don't know. I don't know what to say that at all. No. That's just if you feel the need to explain it to me, Omeo, feel free to do it in my DMs. Just right now, I'm so confused of what's happening. I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a cook oven. I, I didn't grab my wrench. And so make a hatch, right? Hatch. Yes. Chest. I think I could count it. So this is by 3. Why not? Let's make everything ugly. Make everything awful. Remember, everyone, industry is ugly. Therefore, we have to make sure that everything matches. Wait, wait. There we go. Anything else? No. I have no other choice but to smelt it down. I should probably take torches out of my offhand. Probably be a smart idea. Hey, let's make 2 more cocoa. Why not? Do it. Because with that, I guess once the ads are done, don't really need doors here. We don't need them. Where we're going, we don't need doors. We will make it. Many coke ovens is yeah. So I'm going to show you guys a pretty interesting thing about GregTech multi-blocks. So there is a such thing as wall sharing. But if I extend this out one, and if I put the coke oven here, coke oven here. Now, if I enclose all of these in, all 3 of these should be valid structures. And I can use a fraction of materials. So that is one super sort of interesting thing that GregTech multi-blocks allow you to do, is the wall sharing. Which is actually, it's a really nice feature, honestly. Honestly, I can fit at least one more. Probably not 2 unless I knock that down. So, just, we'll do one more. Why not? Fuck it, let's do it. One more coke oven. Let's go. Because there's literally nothing else I can use these coke oven bricks for. So, you know, whatever. So, uh, 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 and then there, and then there. I guess we'll just do that. That's fine. This is fine. That's it's awful, but it's fine. All right, we're not trying to win beauty contests. We're just trying to exist. Oh yeah, wood. Need wood. Wood. So now we got these going. These are making charcoal. This is how we get charcoal in this pack. And in most GregTech packs. Just in general, really. What I can do with that is... on top, all of... I'm actually gonna smelt diamonds. Well, get charcoal. That's grab that. That one started late, so no wait. Yep. Oop, oop. I do need. I'd really like to macerate my copper so I can get all of it. But charcoal, why not? No. And then just not do anything. Let me just throw a stack of statins. He did what in his cup? What I do with my copper is none of your business. Thank you. Using charcoal to smelt coal. Why do I do the things that I do? Pick up yet? Oh. I need a faster boiler. Like, okay. I could use this. That doesn't. Yeah. Try that. I think the liquid boiler. glass. Right. Ah, that's right. To get glass in this, you need to take glass dust, which requires you to make quartz sand, which is grind sand down, and then add it with some flint dust to get glass dust. And then you have to put that in an alloy smelter with with a block mold to get one piece of glass. Just one. Just one. You need to do that for a single glass. Do you know what you need for that? You require steel. I don't want to waste my steel until we get a blast furnace, which requires fire. Oh my god. Um. Um. I need a bucket of con for every single. I need 32 buckets of liquid concrete. I chose to do this. I I chose this. Is there any other way of getting? I hope that there's another way to get steel. Kugelblitz chamber. I'm sorry. What? You know what? What? So no, I need a blast furnace. I need the blast furnace. I I think it's about time. I think it's about time that I am getting a little bit tired of hungry. I've been streaming for 3 hours. I have to make sure that I can wind down enough, go to bed, because I do have work tomorrow. I'm just gonna end stream here. So, good night, everybody. I'm probably going to do a bunch of like the grindy sort of gather materials and stuff off stream, just so that, you know, we're not constantly just staring at me mining. As entertaining as that may be. Good night, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so